GEP Talk, Episode 5, NBA Edition. It's your host, John Gebner. Let's get right into the news. All right, so first off, I want to start off. Last time I posted a video, it was on February 8th, and today is February 25th. I'm sorry I couldn't, I've been slacking a little bit and haven't been posting y'all's video. I know you guys like to listen, so I'm going to get right back on the video and keep pumping these audios and uh and videos out. More importantly, this podcast, Gap Talk, if you're watching this right now, you're watching on YouTube. But if you're listening, you're either listening to on Spotify and newest, we're on Apple Podcasts. So the Gap Talk brand, the Gap Talk podcast is just growing and everything's going good. So we're going to keep pushing forward and keep growing because I really love doing this. And I think I have potential to really do something in this industry. But my first story is so kind of crazy. So after I dropped my latest video on February 8th, the next day, February 9th, one of my favorite NBA players of all time, Derrick Rose, the player who the first NBA season I ever watched fully, all the games, Derrick Rose, 2011, his MVP season, he got traded to the New York Knicks. And I know we're talking about Derrick Rose, but please don't be sleep on Derrick Rose. He's been coming off the bench for the Pistons these past a year and a half, and he's been providing great minutes. Now he goes to the Knicks, where he was at the Knicks before back in 2016, and he played 64 games and averaged 18 points in a bad triangle offense with Carmelo Anthony. They had Joakim Noah, a couple other pieces, but now you put Derrick Rose surrounded by a bunch of young players who are going to listen. Emmanuel Quickly is looking like a really nice steal for the New York Knicks. And then you got RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, and now just announced All-Star, where we're talking about All-Stars later, but Julius Randle. The Knicks have really been playing good basketball, and they've been playing really solid since Rose has been traded there. Currently, the Knicks they're in the 10th seed, but they haven't lost a lot of games with Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose has been providing a spark off the bench. So, and he's going to provide for a spark off the bench for the rest of the season. So, good pickup by the Knicks right there. All right, next story we got. Ken Bazemore said that Steph Curry is the best player in the world. So, Ken Bazemore, are we talking about basketball? Because Steph Curry is one of the best 3-point shooters in the world, but Steph Curry is not the best player in the world. You got LeBron James, you got Kevin Durant, you got James Harden, you got Kawhi. Steph Curry always will be a top 7, top 8 best player in the game, but he's not the best player in the world right now. Next, we had since the last time I posted a video, there's been some COVID issues with the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant was about to check into the game, and then all of a sudden they said he can't start the game. And then in the mid first quarter, Kevin Durant goes in the game, and at halftime they take him out. And this is the second time Kevin Durant has missed a couple games during the COVID, and it's been a little weird because he's the NBA player with the biggest name who's been held out to COVID, and it's a little weird like the time, and so a lot of people were upset about that. But then Kevin Durant had a little injury; he's gonna be out for a little bit, but he's been but the Nets have been playing great. They just beat the Lakers, and James Harden's looking like a great fit for the Nets right now. He's leading the league in assists, so the Nets are gonna be all right. But as soon as Durant get back, then we can get back to talking about the Nets. Another player on the trade block, we have Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond, formerly known for playing on the Detroit Pistons, and now he's with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're surrounded by a bunch of big men. You got Andre Drummond, Jared Allen, and JaVale McGee. So one of them is gonna go, and like a team I just mentioned, the Nets are looking for a big man. The Lakers need a big man right now because Anthony Davis is hurt, which is the next topic. But so a team might pick up Andre Drummond, maybe the Celtics, but whoever picks up Andre Drummond is gonna be a great pickup. If the Nets pick up Andre Drummond, though, look out because he is a force in the paint. And DeAndre Jordan been playing pretty solid, but has a little injury, so the Nets might be looking to add a big man to the roster. Now we got Anthony Davis. So at first they thought it was a meniscus tear. Hold up. So Anthony Davis has been appeared that he is injury. And at first they were talking about it was Achilles, but it's just gonna be a sprain. So Anthony Davis will be out 4 games. But since Anthony Davis has not played, the Lakers have lost 3 straight, including one to the Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat, Utah Jazz, and the Washington Wizards. They lost to the Jazz last night. So the Lakers uh are really missing Anthony Davis right now. He's gonna be back soon, but for the first seed, it's not looking good. The Jazz are running away with the first seed right now. So the loss of Anthony Davis, the Lakers are obviously gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna be a top 3, but they need Anthony Davis to if they want to get a number 1 seed. But if the Lakers are looking for a big man right now, DeMarcus Cousins just got released by the Houston Rockets. So I think if they brought back DeMarcus Cousins, it could be a nice little fit. So currently, the Boston Celtics are having a lot of problems. And if you guys are listening to the podcast, you guys know I'm a big Boston Celtics fan. I'm a Jason Tatum. I like the GM, Danny Ainge. Jaylen Brown has been hooping all season long. But right now, the Celtics just can't get it together. They're in ninth place. They're 15-17 record, and they're currently on a slump of losing games, a lot of close games. And they just don't know what to do. Rumor has it they're trying to get a Blake Griffin, but the Boston Celtics have a lot of talent. The one problem is Kemba Walker hasn't really showed he's efficiently able to play winning basketball. He's coming from the Charlotte Hornets, where they didn't win a lot. Then you got Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So maybe Kemba's a problem. Maybe they need a true point guard that could officiate the ball a little better instead of Kemba Walker's a great player, but maybe he's not the Boston Celtics best fit right now. They're gonna have to do something. But they have one of the best GMs in the league, which is Danny Ainge. So it's probably gonna be a possible move sometime soon. So now I want to talk about my team, the Chicago Bulls, because currently we stand in the 6th seed, 15-16. So Laurie Markkinen, he's been out for like 4 or 5 games. He's going to be out for another week and a half. But Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, and Kobe White have really stepped up. A key player for the Bulls, I got to give it out to Thaddeus Young. I never would have thought the Bulls are in the 6th seed right now. And Zach LaVine just got named the All-Star, first time in his career. And I'm really excited to be a Bulls fan. And they're really making the city proud. And Billy Donovan, I'm such a fan of the hire. Bulls front office, such a great move. Billy Donovan got the Bulls believing since I haven't had this belief in the Bulls team since 2016, 2015, Jimmy Butler after the Rose got traded. So the Bulls are back. Next topic, we have Bradley Beal. So according to a report, a GM said, NBA analysis said, Bradley Beal is worth 5 picks, a young player, and a player on an expiring contract. And which is it's understandable. Bradley Beal is one of the best scorers in the NBA. He's been doing it for 2 straight seasons. He's been doing it for his whole career. But 5 picks is kind of a lot. I would say like 5 isn't crazy, but 3 or 4, a good young player. The young player's got to be huge and an expiring contract. Then I'll be Bradley Beal. But I don't think Bradley Beal wants to go anywhere. I think him and Westbrook or somebody else might be able to build some. And Washington isn't that bad of a city to go to. It's not like it's an unattractive type of city. So maybe next year Bradley Beal could bring someone in. Or Bradley Beal could just be on his way out, head to Chicago, play for his former college coach, which is Billy Donovan, and we'll be all right. But that's up to Bradley Beal. So another story is Damian Lillard. He's been playing solid all season, like always, but he just doesn't get the notoriety and attention because he plays on the Portland Trailblazers. But they're 5th seed. They're 18-13. As always, Dame and CJ McCollum, they're always going to hold it down as a tandem duo. Dame's averaging 29.6 points, so basically 30 points and 4 rebounds and 8 assists. So, but Dame's never going to leave Portland. Dame's one of those players. They drafted him. They believed in him, and Dame doesn't have to. He doesn't have to leave. That's his right, and he loves the city of Portland. He fits it. So Dame's never going to be a super team. Another story swirling around is Victor Oladipo might get traded again. And I feel really bad for Victor Oladipo because everywhere he goes, he gets baskets. But everywhere he goes, people look to trade him. Like he got traded by the Pacers. He got traded by the Thunder. Like Victor Oladipo gets traded. And now he's on the Rockets and he's been doing solid. But they might trade him again. Once again, Blake Griffin. Some people saying Clippers again, maybe. Since Chris Paul's not there and the beef's not there, or the Celtics or a contender. So, and because Blake Griffin really needs to rejuvenate his career because a lot of people are forgetting he's even on the Pistons and he's just getting older. And a storyline, LaMelo Ball, currently in the lead for the Rookie of the Year. He's been putting solid numbers up since he took over the lead, and he hasn't been letting up. And he's got the Charlotte Hornets currently. I'm pretty sure they're in the 5th seed right now. Yeah, he's got the Charlotte Hornets in the 7th seed, right behind the Bulls. So, but he's also going to do the skills challenge. But I got to give it out to rookie Anthony Edwards, who had the poster dunk on the Portland Trailblazers. So Anthony Edwards is just about to crack the starting lineup since D'Angelo Russell's been hurt. Towns is back. So, but the Timberwolves really have a nice piece with Anthony Edwards. I know everyone's worried about the shooting efficiency, but he's electric when he goes to the basket. And as soon as he gets his shot together, he's already athletic. He's going to be all right, and he's going to be around for a long time. And Draymond Green was sounding off. He sounded off in an interview about the NBA and how they treat their players, and which is fully understandable because no player at any time should hear the news during a game that they got traded or have to leave the court. Because at the end of the day, like when a trade happens, a player has to pack their family up and leave. So I understand Draymond because the players had to start the season early, so it's not really fair to them, and it's kind of just like a little disrespectful when they do that. The other night, the All-Star starters were announced. So in the East, no surprise, the captain of the East, we have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's going to be the captain of the East. He's averaging 29 points a game, 5 assists, and 7.3 rebounds. Kevin Durant's up there for the MVP. And then for the West, the one and only King LeBron James. He'll be the captain of the West All-Stars. So the starters for the All-Star, we have one second. So we have LeBron James. This will be his 17th All-Star game. We have Warriors Steph Curry, Dallas Mavericks Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers, and Nikola Jokic on the Denver Nuggets. First look off this, I like it. Kawhi was maybe a little bit of question mark, but Steph Curry, he's been playing solid all year. Just the Warriors aren't really that good, and they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Luka has been doing it single-handedly for the Dallas Mavericks, and he's been putting up insane numbers. LeBron, obviously, and then Nikola Jokic, who's the best big man in the West right now, and he's up there for MVP. So, in the East, we have Kyrie Irving. Missed a couple games, but no doubt, definitely the best guard in the East right now. Bradley Beal finally makes the All-Star, but what's crazy, he's literally had these numbers last season and didn't even get selected to the All-Star game at all. No reserve spot or starter spot, so it's crazy. Then you got Kevin Durant, you got Giannis, and Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid's still number one for MVP right now in my eyes. He just put 50 on the Chicago Bulls. So Joel Embiid's still up there for sure. So after that, a couple other storylines happened. The Los Angeles Lakers played the Brooklyn Nets and was supposed to be the most hyped matchup of the season. Unfortunately, Anthony Davis didn't play and Dennis Schroeder. But Kevin Durant didn't play either. And the Brooklyn Nets ended up winning by 8-10 points. And it looked like Kevin Durant wasn't too impressed of the Lakers, but I don't think they should really get their hopes up too much because Anthony Davis didn't play, and he's one of the best big men in the league. And the Lakers played different with Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder. But with Anthony Davis, the Lakers could slow the ball down and make the Brooklyn Nets play Los Angeles Lakers way. So the Brooklyn Nets are probably going to be in the finals, and it's going to be an interesting matchup, and they might win it. But I think everyone should calm down, and the hype shouldn't be too crazy. And Bulls versus Sixers game, as I mentioned, Joel Embiid dropped 50 points. Zach LaVine tried to keep us in it. The Sixers end up taking over the game late, but Zach LaVine had 33 points, and now he's an All-Star. So we're going to get to the All-Star reserves. So in the West, we have Chris Paul. Absolutely. Should definitely be an All-Star. Look where the Suns have came from since last season. And then you got Paul George, a reassuring season. He needs this. He needs to do a little bit more, but he's doing solid for what he did last postseason, really letting everybody down. Then you got Damian Lillard, no doubt, 29 points. Like, come on, Donovan Mitchell, number 1 seed in the West. He should be all-star. Rudy Gobert's been holding down the paint. You got the second-year player Zion Williamson, big name, explosive. So that's gonna be cool. Anthony Davis made it, but Adam Silver just announced Devin Booker is gonna take his spot. So in the East, we got James Harden, best leading assist leader in the NBA, great scorer. He just can't score because he's on the Brooklyn Nets. You got Julius Randle, who's been playing solid all year. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the boy Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, and Nikola Vucevic. So my thing is, Ben Simmons is a solid player. He's a great player, but he hasn't played all the games, and he hasn't been putting that much numbers up because Embiid's really been shining. So that's where I say Trae Young should really make it over Ben Simmons, but the league chose Ben Simmons. Vucevic has been playing solid too. I can't say that, but if I had to change one thing, I'd put Trae Young in there just because he deserved it. Look what he's been doing, but it's all right. It's understandable. So I think Trae Young and Devin Booker were definitely the biggest snubs. At least Devin Booker is going to play in the game. But so the All-Star game is going to be interesting. They're still going to be playing some games. So today is February 25th, Thursday. So let's see what the games are tonight. Maybe I could come up with some predictions for you guys. So Thursday, the Mavericks are playing the Sixers. Luka's been hot lately. I'm going to go with the sleeper. I'm going to go with the Mavericks. Nets playing the Magic. The Nets are playing great basketball, so I'm going to continue with the Nets. Kings versus Knicks. I'm going to go with D-Rose and the Knicks. Clippers, Grizzlies. I'm riding with the Clippers here. Nuggets, Wizards. The Nuggets have been playing great basketball. They only had 1 turnover the other night, the least in NBA history, so I'm going with Jamal Murray and the Nuggets. Pelicans, Bucks. The Pelicans have playing everybody tough lately. So I'm going to go with the Pelicans that game, but that's going to sum it up. I appreciate everybody tuning in, sharing the podcast. I'm gonna stay up to date. I'm definitely gonna have an NBA All-Star episode and an instant reaction to the game. Hopefully the game happens. Dunk contest, skills come. So as soon as that's announced, I'm gonna come back with another video. But this is your host, John Gebner. I'm signing off. Thanks for tuning in. Gep Talk, episode 5. Let's get it.